When I was a child growing up, I say this to my son Joe, when I didn't get to go on summer holidays, I had to leaflet in our estate for the Labour Party. So my whole childhood was involved in politics, to be honest, to the extent where I didn't want to be in politics. When I was 16, I wanted to get away from politics. My mum was really active in something called the Nedley Flat Dwellers, about getting the flats knocked down. And so when I was 16, I moved away and I come back to Liverpool. It was at a trade union meeting. I heard from a national organiser about some of the terrible things that were happening to the Isle of Dogs in London. And from that moment, I was kind of hooked in, helping people and being part of a political family such as the trade union movement. I also really like, which I've found more recently at our Labour group meetings, having an opinion and listening to people speak and hearing both sides and helping form your opinion or shape your opinion. So that's why I really like to be involved in politics, in terms of what you can do, in terms of your thoughts and the issues you value, but also at a community level, it's about really contributing to the community that you live in and making it better for everyone. But certainly, Nelson Mandela was a massive political figure for me, of course, for lots of people, I think. And just in terms of growing up and apartheid still being in place in South Africa as I was a child, to see through Mandela's lifetimes the changes that he made. He's a massive political hero. I'm really proud of Stacey Abrams. There's black women in America in the political system that are really inspiring, and Stacey Abrams in particular, where she lost her seat but she done everything to campaign for others and get black people to vote. I think she's amazing. So my mum was 17 when she had me, and my mum's white, so having an unmarried mother at 17 with a black kid, I can imagine it wasn't that easy for her. So the council had a policy at the time, the way they sort of placed black people in Liverpool, they placed single parents in Netherley in these flats. So it was nice in one sense. There was loads of women with kids where I grew up. It was nothing unusual, but the flats were made of asbestos. They were absolutely disgusting, and it was awful growing up in those flats. My mum's one of 10 and my dad's one of 7, so I've got about 50 cousins. I've got a massive family that's really diverse and from all kinds of different backgrounds. I think that's why I love diversity so much, because I was brought up with a lack of privilege, but actually I feel very privileged because I've got a massive family who care about me. So when I went to school, and I was one of the few black people in our school, that I was labelled as a trouble causer. I was 6 foot by the age of 12, and teachers, I told a teacher once that she couldn't hit me, and from that moment on I think the card was marked. But I didn't really see the point in Thatcher's Britain of trying to achieve anything. I'm very much bottom of the pile as a black female, so I didn't try hard at school. I left school with no qualifications, and really there was a sense of hopelessness because Liverpool was in such turmoil at the time, and political turmoil, and it didn't feel that the politics at the time was doing us any favours. So I moved away to the Isle of Man, and I come back to Liverpool after living in London for a bit because everyone had to go away to work. And it was actually the trade union movement going on a course that was work related really gave me a sense of value, that someone valued and was prepared to pay to teach me skills, and I become more valuable as a result, I felt, in the labour market. So that course, I think, prompted me to be really passionate about learning, and I went on to do a degree as an older, and I'm currently doing a master's. So I'm really proud of, over the years helping lots of people access jobs, education and training. And I think the big difference it makes to your quality of life is to be able to have a job or move on and up in your career. And I'm really proud of that. I'm proud of setting up the first black social enterprise in Liverpool 20 years ago. I'm proud of leaving school with no qualifications but educating myself as an adult, because there's nothing like a sense of achievement of achieving a degree, especially when I was an older adult. In the Crown Prosecution Service, I'm particularly proud of ensuring that the community and the public, the confidence was increased to participate in the criminal justice process. So as part of the David Lammy review, when he was looking at why black men were more likely to go to prison and university, he found that the CPS was the criminal justice agency that the public had the most confidence in, and that had been myself and others working for years to increase confidence around scrutiny and accountability, and ensuring that communities could ask questions of the Crown Prosecution Service and get answered. So I ran a national community accountability forum with all different stakeholders, and sometimes there was tough questions we answered as an organisation. But what I loved by the time I left the CPS is that all the chiefs in the areas, whilst they were reluctant to have scrutiny panels when we first started out 10 years previously, they really felt the value of them and absolutely understood that scrutiny led to them making better decisions. So something I was really proud of the work I'd done there, and obviously the impact it had on minority groups in terms of hate crime and also violence against women and girls. I'm also very proud of helping black organisations become investment ready and help our socially trading organisations in the region be much more open and ready for investment.